channel. If you're new here, I'm Sue of Bend and Stretch with Sue. And in today's video, I'm taking you through a Pilates practice actually wearing a surgical mask. Now, you may be wondering why I chose to do such practice. It's because several months ago I did do one very similar during a yoga practice. And the reason for that being that there was so much controversy surrounding wearing masks in the first place. And then with the closure of so many gyms and certainly group fitness classes as well, the question was, is it possible to actually exercise while wearing a mask? According to the CDC, wearing a surgical or a cloth mask really has very little impact on exercise. And this is a very effective manner of preventing droplets, viral droplets, from being transmitted to others. As gyms remain closed in so many parts of the world, and perhaps with gradual reopening as they are here in Canada, there's some group fitness classes in my province, Ontario, that are going to be reopening next week. So should you be wearing a mask while you attend these classes or not, in order to protect yourself and protect others? So I have my mask ready to go for a practice that can be done as an abdominal strengthening practice on a daily basis. And I'm going through 5 exercises in this one. And they are actually exercises, because of the nature of Pilates, that require a lot of breathing. So I'll be putting this on. I've already kind of tied the ends on both sides in order to really give myself a snug fit to the mask. And before getting started, I will go ahead and use this pulse oximeter that I'll link down below for one very similar, that if you don't have one of these handy or have one of these on hand, it's a really good idea to get one. So here I am with my mask. I've already tied up the ends just to make sure that the mask has a very snug fit around the nose and on the sides of the face. And as I prepare, I have a pulse oximeter here that I'll use to measure my oxygen level with. And I'm just going to put this on and get a reading before starting. And then after the practice is complete, I'll go ahead and meet you back with another reading of what my oxygen level is, to make sure that it is still at a normal level. So at this time, I'm at 99% oxygen level. Anything above 96 really is in the normal range. So let's check back in after the practice and see where I'm at. Now, ensuring that my mask is fitted very snugly before we begin, I come onto my back, getting myself aligned so that I am in a supine neutral position, making sure the pelvis is level, and then peeling the back from the tailbone upward to begin to move into that Pilates bridge, where we strengthen not only the abdominals but also the glutes, which are the largest muscles of our body, and allow for stabilization through our hips, our core. And I'm moving through 10 repetitions of this exercise. As I lift up, I am exhaling on the way up and on the way down, breathing in at the bottom, and finding that breath rhythm that really connects to the movement. It's a really intentional squeeze of the glutes as I move through, grounding through the feet firmly, keeping the chest nice and open. Also making sure that there's no compression on the neck. So I want to keep it long and neutral as well. Now as I prepare to move into the next exercise, I'm moving into the 100 series. Now the legs can be adjusted here, keeping the feet on the mat if necessary for beginners. I want to create a little bit of a tuck of the chin, just as if I'm holding on to a large orange. And the rhythm here is 5 pumps to inhale and 5 pumps to exhale, moving all the way to 100. Bigger movement means more blood flowing through. So you can adjust that arm movement depending on your experience. Now, as I bring the fingertips by the ears, we're moving into oblique work as I alternate, twisting from side to side. So still working through the frontal abdominal muscles as well as those obliques that go across the waistline. I want to keep the elbows nice and open so that I'm actually emphasizing a reach of the chest toward the opposite leg rather than the elbow. Elbow comes along for the ride. Now stretching out, lengthening out, and moving into a teaser. And this one is quite demanding. It adds the element of working the lower abdominals as well as upper abdominals. And very similar to a crunch, but getting the legs involved is going to definitely amp up the demand on this one. And this one as well, I'm going through 10 repetitions. Important here as well to maintain articulation of the spine as I roll up and as I roll down. So really wanting to control that movement of the legs lifting and lowering. And as I move on to our final exercise, I'm elongating, keeping the spine neutral as I move into swimming. And this one is also matched breathing to that of the 100. I'm pumping the arms and legs as I inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5 counts. And going through, once again, 10 repetitions, which is going to take me to the 100. So all of these can be done on a daily basis. We're strengthening right around the core, from the abdominal wall of the anterior body, the posterior, as well as the obliques. So as we finish up, let's take a moment to check back in with our oxygen level. As we finish up the practice, I'm at 99%. So that's a great demonstration. Now, it certainly is not the most ideal way to work out, as it does tend to get quite warm. You may, depending on the length of the exercise that you choose and the intensity of it, you may end up getting your mask quite wet, and you may have to change your masks. If you are using a cloth mask, you'll also want to make sure it's 2 layers and it has a filter between those 2 layers as well. But this is hopefully a demonstration that shows that really wearing a mask doesn't have a whole lot of impact on your breathing capacity. And as well, if you do want to see a longer practice with even more intensity, you can go ahead. I'll link the yoga practice that I did previously into the description box. And you will also be able to do these exercises, these Pilates exercises, on a daily basis to really strengthen your abdominals. Now there's modifications that can be done to all of these, so be sure to listen to your own body. And with that, be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I upload new content. Hit the like button, and you can check it out and check me out in the next video. Namaste.